Okay, so it seems like there's been a big conversation in the Wuthering community about the community itself, and I thought I wanted to make a video on this because there's been several posts that have been coming out about the Wuthering community, which I thought were very interesting, and talk a little bit about, some of the toxicity that might be going on in the community, and also other things as well. For example, the fact of people comparing, the fact of people drama farming, and everything like that. And I thought it was a little bit of an interesting conversation. Now, obviously, one of the first kind of posts that kind of blew up that I saw was a post from Rini, which essentially says it's kind of disappointing how people in the wuwa community will complain about the saturated drama in the community, but then someone makes a lighthearted post or even attempts to actually have fun and they receive more backlash than actual drama farmers, which definitely is true. We see this happen quite a lot, and obviously, there's a lot of drama farmers out there that, for example, try to purposely bait drama. They try to purposely go after things. Now, obviously, me, myself, I cover quite a bit of drama. I mean, some people do call me a drama farmer just for doing that. Honestly, I don't think I am, but at the same time, if you want to call me that, it doesn't really bother me. It's just a little bit of a label. But obviously, there's many content creators out there who try to steer clear of this, and I think that's great. Obviously, I think there should be a big balance in, the terms of, drama content creators, but also in terms of, story content creators or guide content creators or literally anybody else who does anything else and tries to stay clear of drama, and there is quite a few of them. Now, obviously, I think the reason why it feels like there is quite a lot of drama farmers and a lot of drama based channels in the community is due to the lack of content creators who do other things. But obviously, a lot of people see more drama things in the community anyways because it gets more popular. And yeah, it seems like whenever some creators just try to voice their opinions and not try to make a big deal out of it, they just want to make a video and they just want to make something talking about the game that they like, they tend to get like even more backlash than the drama farmers themselves, which I think is pretty crazy. Obviously, I know a couple people who very, very clearly stay away from drama, but as soon as they have like a bad take to do with something, they get like harassed and hated out the it's really, really bad. And obviously, I feel like it deters a lot of people from making content on the game, or deters people from at least trying to make kind of healthy and positive content, which does make it a little bit worse. And I feel like, yeah, it is a big issue. You got like Marco Meeple here saying, yeah, lol, said that's why the block button is a very good filter tool in this community, which definitely is true. And then obviously another tweet also blew up, even bigger than this one, which was this one, which essentially was posted a couple of days ago, essentially saying, I've been playing wuwa for less than a month now, and its community is far worse and annoying than Genshin's in the 5-year lifespan. Like how? Which again is crazy to say, obviously, because this is in response to this post, which essentially says, again, why do you guys want Natlan to look like hell on earth? We've been over this so many times. It's a TikTok that says, now this is what I call a nation of war and dragons, not whatever Natlan was. Which again, you can have your own opinion on that. I feel like it is important to kind of point out the flaws of Genshin Impact whenever it comes to stuff like this, because we were expecting the nation of war, we were expecting something a little bit bigger, but we never ended up getting it. And obviously, Wuthering Waves has made an area which looks much more fitting of that title, and some people want to compare that, which I think is totally fine. I think people are very, very, I guess, allergic to the fact of, people comparing two games that are very similar in genre, very similar in competition, they're in the same kind of space, and I think people, they see this and they get repulsed by it, but it's just like, it's one of these natural things that happens, and I think comparison is not a bad thing. But also this post saying that, Genshin's community is, Wuthering Waves community is far worse than Genshin's, is pretty crazy to say, and this person also quote retweeted it, essentially, making a quick summary post. Now, obviously, with the wuwa community, you can probably find a couple more things. I feel like they were a little bit biased on that one, but they said wuwa community making comparisons with competitor games, and then we go to the Genshin community, which says threatening assassination on the game CEO, threats, ending cats, obviously we see in that one, harassing VAs, hacking Infinity Nikki website, mass reporting wuwa, review bombing. Yeah, wuwa community is somehow worse. And obviously, people saying wuwa community often makes unhealthy or unfair comparisons, which again, I feel like if you really, really, really get annoyed by that kind of stuff, then, I feel like you just shouldn't really be involved in the community. I think if you get kind of annoyed or unhappy by the fact that someone is comparing your game to another game, then just get off the internet, because I feel like it is just one of those things where you could just ignore it. You can block them, you can mute them or whatever. You could just not watch the video, not look at the post, or just ignore the post, because it's a common thing that happens in the community, and I don't think it's one that's necessarily that bad. And obviously I feel like I tried to say as well, like, that's a worse thing than all the stuff that they listed with the Genshin community. All they were trying to do in this post is kind of disprove what they said here, in the fact of saying that Wuwa's community is worse than Genshin's. I feel like, you know, over Genshin's long lifespan and lots of controversies that have gone on in the community, it is a little bit worse. Now, I'm not saying that the Wuthering Waves community can't get that bad in 5 years as well, but I think, yeah, obviously they wanted to compare like a 1-year-old game to a 5-year-old game, so that's what they did. People saying like this, now we're just spreading misinformation for the fun of it. I think these are just Hoyoverse fans getting annoyed. Obviously, you got a scope profile picture here, which I think is kind of crazy. You know, so this is the internet. The misinformation is actually your misinformation. You didn't try to find it. Again, there hasn't been any community notes or anything on this post as well. And obviously I've covered a lot of these situations whenever I was a Genshin content creator, you know. I'm pretty sure I covered every single one of these whenever they actually dropped. And yeah, you know, playing victim as always. The Wu community, after my criticism, that plot was too dry at the initial location. Mentioned my mother and said that I was a fan of Genshin and that my parents abandoned me. By the way, I play Wuwa, Genshin and ZZZ. I think this comment section, there isn't like a single person here that is like a Wuthering Waves fan or something. It seems like it's filled with a lot of Hoyoverse fans. But the thing is as well, they're not even getting many likes. Usually you'd see it like kind of heavily brigaded and there'll be like a lot of likes or whatever of people, you know, backing them up. But there isn't even that, you know, there's more replies, which is kind of weird to see, because usually you'd usually see like a lot of people backing up people in the replies, but there isn't. It's more so them just attacking the Hoyoverse people, spreading some stuff, which I think is kind of crazy. And yeah, I don't know. I thought this is just an interesting thing to talk about, because people seem to get very heated over things like this. And at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal. I think that, you know, comparing games and comparing Wuthering Waves to Genshin Impact is fine. I don't really care. If you don't like it, then you should just, you know, not look at it. It's very, very simple. I think, you know, whenever it comes to content creation, and if you think there is too much drama content, you think there's too much content that, you know, involves other things other than being happy and positive, then I think you should just go watch another content creator. And if people are, you know, getting mad about the fact that there is so much drama content in the space, then why not just start up a channel and start doing some stuff that you think might do well? Because again, we're very, very open to that. And I think that, you know, having other content in the space will be really good for the space. It's just, we need to find those people that will do that and actually, you know, give it a try. But obviously no one's doing it. And also the fact is as well, people complain about drama, but then, you know, we all know that one person that is just like, oh, I hate drama so much, it's so terrible. And as soon as the next big drama thing drops, they're like, oh damn, let me go watch like a 20-minute video on this. You know, it's just very hypocritical at the same time, because again, you know, they say they're so anti-drama, but then as soon as something drops and something that they're interested in drops, you know, online, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat that up straight away, which I think is crazy. And obviously, yeah, there's been other posts as well, people saying, I really wish the Wuwa fandom actually talked about the stories in game instead of focusing on waifus and comparing, because oh my god, the story had me on edge and I have no one to talk to about it, which again is crazy. And obviously, yeah, I think, you know, it would be really nice to see more lore creators, more other creators as well. Obviously there are quite a few really good ones in this space, but obviously, you know, there is always room for more, and there's always room for other creators that do other new kind of things in the community, which I think would definitely, you know, help to build a better environment. But at the same time, you know, it's just finding those people, and it's just waiting for those people to come along. But yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to talk about today. I thought it was kind of interesting couple posts that I saw kind of scattered around the Wuthering Waves community. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys think about this. It's a very interesting topic, so again, yeah, let me know. And yeah, go over to GameStop, use my code Keza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So see ya.